a lot of people often ask about the purpose of life. People who don't have maybe a particular religion, or they're confused. Many people get the question in their life that what is the purpose of our life? Why are we here? I mean, as Muslims in Islam, the Quran tells us the purpose of humanity as a whole. The purpose of humanity as a whole is to worship Allah and to do what Allah has asked us. And the meaning of worship here is basically doing what Allah asked us to do. It's not just meaning praying. I mean, we don't have to spend our whole life just in prayer. Allah did not ask us to do that, because we have to go to work, we have to look after our families, we have to look after other people. I mean, in society, people have rights as well. We live in a society. We should be doing things to benefit society, and that's part of worship. So the whole concept of worshipping Allah, this is the purpose of humanity and the purpose of our existence. But maybe as each individual, how we worship Allah can be different. We have maybe individual purposes. It's interesting sometimes when I see the names of people, you see that this person's name from way back, their surname is related to some sort of profession. For example, a blacksmith or a baker or some sort of profession. So people used to be known for the things that they were doing in society, and we've kind of taken the names of these people until now. But also, I mean, a lot of people, they try to find their individual purpose, and that can be, maybe it's not just one purpose. Maybe we have more than one purpose. Maybe we have a main purpose, but we have others surrounding us. For example, most people, if they marry and they have a family, or even if they just have parents, they have a purpose to look after their family and to be good to their family. Some people, they say they live for their family. I mean, the purpose that they have is to be a mother, for example. I mean, I've heard some people say that they have no other interest. They just want to be married and have a family and have children. And actually that's fine, because although in the Western world people don't see this as important nowadays, they think that a woman who is looking after her family is like doing nothing. She's not important. But according to Islam, this is a big importance, that you're raising the next generation of children and you are contributing to society. So maybe for some people, their purpose is just for their family, and that is good. That's fine. Other people, maybe they have a purpose for their family, but they also have a purpose in society, that they want to help cure people. For example, they want to be a doctor, or they want to deal with people with a specific problem. They want to be a lawyer, for example, and they hope to help people to get rid of some of the problems in society. So this is another purpose that they have, and this is also rewardable. We get reward from Allah for looking after our families, and this is like a jihad, especially for women. It's like a struggle for people to look after their families. I mean, for men as well, when they go to work and they provide, this is type of worship. And for women to look after their children, they get forgiven for that too, when they breastfeed their children, when they look after them. This is rewardable. But also in society as well, when we're going out to look after the weaker members. For example, someone who they are able to look after the widows and the orphans and provide for them, or to stop oppression, to change the bad things. This is also rewardable. So some people, they find in themselves that they have a specific desire, they have something they really want to do, there's something that's driving them. This is like indicating that they have a purpose for something. And I remembered the hadith that also tells us that كُلُّ مُتَيَسَّرٍ فَمَا خُلِقَ مِنْ أَجْلِهِ. So, for example, we're told that the things that we find that come to us easily in our lives, the things that seem to be easy for us to do, easy for us to get, they come to us easily. This is like an indication that this is our way. This is our way in life. This is our um, Allah is leading us to our goal or purpose or what He wants us to do, because He's making these things easy. So you'll find that sometimes you'll find that there's one kind of door open to you. For example, there's one woman who I used to know. I mean, until recently she traveled, but I used to know her, and she told me that nothing was going well for her in her life. She tried to find a job, she didn't find it. She wanted to get married, no one seemed to be suitable. The only thing that seemed to be easy for her to do was to study religion. So it seemed that Allah had opened this door to her at that time, that she should learn and benefit and study religion at that time. And she really wanted to get married as well. And just recently, she got married and traveled. So it seemed that Allah had given her at that time, He wanted to give her the religious knowledge. And so the other doors were closed because no one can do everything at one time. But now this door for marriage became open and she got married. But she said the only thing that she was disappointed about was that she had to leave learning. So we see that she eventually got what she wanted, but she had to leave something else. So this is how sometimes things work. Sometimes we want one thing, but we can't have both at the same time. We either have to, for example, study, or we either have to work, or we have to get married. Some people can do more than one thing, but in general, it just seems that the door for one thing opens, and maybe it's open for some time, and then you'll find another one open. Allah will make easy what is written for us, what He has prepared for us, and make our life, what our purpose is in the end. So some people from the beginning, maybe they have something that's open for them and easy for them to do, and it may change, or it may go the same way, or some other thing might guide them to something. But we also find, if we want to look for our individual purpose as well, there was one book that I read, and the man who wrote the book, he explained how he found his purpose, and this was by writing down all of his interests, all the things that make him happy and inspired. Because often when we think about what do we want in life, what is it that we want, what is our goal, we have to look at what inspires us, what makes us want to wake up in the morning. If you wake up in the morning and you think you want to do one thing, what is it? The problem is that some people, they think that their goal is not worthy. As I mentioned, some people, they just have the goal, they want to be a mother, for example. They want to be a wife. They want to be a husband. They want to support their family. And that's a good goal. According to Islam, that's a good goal. You don't have to be the great politician. You don't have to be a big doctor. Not everyone has this aim. So if someone, even if we have the small goals and purposes, these are still purposes. Some people, they have a purpose that they want to make people around them happy. For example, this is they feel it's their purpose, that wherever they go, they want people to be happy. Our purpose is not always about money. It's not always about having a career. We tend to think that purpose should be a career or a job. We should have a big goal to be a politician or a doctor or a lawyer. Some people, they have these inspirations, but even if they are a doctor or a lawyer, maybe they have another purpose. Maybe their purpose is really their family, which is more important. Or maybe they have the goal or inspiration that they want to make other people happy as well. They want to fight oppression. They want to be a good friend, um, or they just want to be a good person. Um, that's a very good goal, to be a good person, a good citizen, not a criminal, for example. It's a good goal to have. So all of these, they can be our purpose and our goal. Um, it doesn't have to be about money, but we can find our interests. You know, what inspires us. You know, what are our interests? Do we like to read? What kind of books do we like to read? Do we like to learn about specific things? What are the things we like to learn about? What are the things that inspire us? And when we know our interests, we can also look at what are the things that we are good at. You know, maybe we've been told many times that we are very good at certain things. For example, maybe we're very good at dealing with people. Maybe we're very good at understanding people quickly. Or maybe we're very good at working with computers. Maybe we're very good at finding information, doing research, learning things quickly, or some other some other talents. Maybe we're good with children. Maybe we're good with old people. Maybe we're good with people with a certain type of problem. Maybe we have some sort of skill or ability, and maybe many other people don't have that. Or maybe it's a very general one. We have good communication skills. We have a good ability to learn. We have these kind of things. So when we know our interests, we should also know what are the things that we are good at, our skills and the things we have developed. And even the things we have learned, the things we have done, our experiences, take them into account. And if also our weaknesses in some ways. For example, some people, they have weaknesses, they can't deal with um, very aggressive people, for example, or they are afraid of cats. They don't like children, for example, or they have problems when they deal with old people, older people, or they have problems when they deal with younger people, or they find mathematics difficult, or they find that they have difficulty being creative, or some issue. When you know your weakness, you know that certain things you will not be good at that. So all of these things together, they can help us to understand ourselves and to know who we are more, and also to try and formulate our purpose in life. The more we know about our interests and our goals and our abilities and the things that maybe we're not so good at, the more we can formulate where we should be going in life, our goals and our purposes, our purpose, or purposes as well, and what we really want or what we really can do to benefit society. The more we feel that we are benefiting other people and society, the more we will feel happy and content in ourselves. We have a innate inclination to want to benefit others and society, and this is another thing that makes us feel better mentally and will help us deal with depression and sadness and anxiety, because for one thing, we'll not be sitting at home thinking about what to do. We will not be ruminating on the things that have happened to us. We'll make ourselves busy. But also, psychologists, they say that when we put our focus and our attention on other people, and we go out to do things for society or to benefit others, as well as benefiting ourselves, because our purpose can be part of a career. We can maybe earn money for doing the thing that we love. Not everyone does, for example, if they are just if they are a mother, I'm not going to say just a mother, because being a mother is something azim, I mean something great in Islam. So it's not just a mother, it's being a mother, something great. So whatever you are doing, I mean, some people, maybe they earn their income from their purpose, other people don't. But whatever you decide to do, this thing, when you find your purpose and when you find that there's something that you can benefit people, you can benefit society, and it makes you happy, this is going to really help you in your mental health, to make you feel more happy, more satisfied in life, and you know where you're going, and you know that you're benefiting people and you're fulfilling your purpose. And I've heard in a lecture once, I mean, obviously I don't know many people, I haven't seen anyone on their deathbed, so I've never asked anyone what do they think when they're going to die. But in a lecture I heard that the speaker, he said that one of the main things that people regret when they're about to die, when they're on their deathbed, is not to fulfill their purpose. Maybe they had something that they loved in this life, that they wanted to do, and they left it because maybe their family did not want that thing, or because people told them it's not important, or they were told to do something else. But inside, they wanted to do that thing, and on their deathbed, they regretted not doing the thing that they loved. And sometimes it was, according to this speaker, it was something very simple, or maybe we think it's not important. For example, one woman, her whole life was looking after her children and her family, and she did it out of her responsibility for them. But she left painting, and she loved to paint, she loved to make pictures. But she left painting and making pictures to look after her children and her family. On her deathbed, she regretted that she left this thing, the painting and the art. So when we have something that we love, we should try to, so long as it's good and purposeful, we should try to find a way to fit these things into our lives, and try not to just live our lives in the wrong way for others. Because also I've read stories about people who, they've gone to university and they've studied things because their family wanted them to do that. But some of them, they feel suicidal. Some of the people who do these things because of their families or society. I mean, I'm not saying people should disobey their families, or we should just be against other people and just be selfish and do what we want. But at the end of the day, to feel content and happy, if we have a purpose, sometimes our purpose is not exactly what other people want. And in order to feel okay, we sometimes just have to follow who we are. When, for example, their family want them to study a certain subject, they know that for them it's not the subject they want. And I've heard of people who are suicidal because they've studied something in university and they didn't feel that it was for them. Even I've heard of people that they've studied in university and they've gone and taken a big career, and in the end they just go and get married and be a mother, and they say, my life began at this time, this is who I am. So in the end, we following our purpose can help us to feel better and to be more content in our lives. So I don't know, I hope that this has been beneficial, and I hope that we can all find who we are and to be beneficial for ourselves and society. Please leave any comments or subscribe or anything if you didn't do so already. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.